Once again, I welcome you all to the December call. Every master specifies certain days relating to the yoga that he propounds, and those who wish to follow the yoga path of that master shall have to necessarily consecrate themselves to those days and try to live in tune with the practice suggested by the master. In Master's Yoga, prayer is of paramount importance. Prayer does all. Prayer is everything. Prayer fulfills. Prayer gives you the kind of independence which is a very favored word of the master. Frequently he says independence. He would like the sadhakas to stand independent of everything, so that he is himself a creator but not a creature. Such is the magnanimity of the yoga given by the master. Independence. Prayer fulfills, prayer gives independence, prayer resolves our personality problems, prayer resolves our health problems, prayer resolves our economic problems. That's why prayer is the sum and essence of all relating to this path of yoga. The master's emphasis on prayer is something beyond vocabulary, beyond expressions. He says, pray. Sit in prayer. As much as you sit in prayer, so much solutions would come to you. Prayer, thus, is everything in this. It is the heart of the whole scheme of yoga, because through prayer, the master establishes in you, rectifies you, and expresses through you. As much as you are in prayer, so much you enable the master to enter into you. As much you enable him to enter into you, so much he causes rectifications in you. Any problems that you have, you can submit at the feet of the master. You are free to submit all your problems at the feet of the master. The master is all love. He looks powerful, but it's nothing but love inside. It's embodiment of love. Such a love that he would like to give us a path of upliftment, regardless the cooperation of the devas, regardless the cooperation of the planets, and regardless the cooperation of the system as such. Such is the abundant love the master has, that he prepared a new direct line of yoga by which from the absolute up to you, he prepared a channel. And through that channel, all the potentials relating to the cosmic, solar and planetary systems would reach you and cause rectifications. This is a grand work that was done by him. And he says, for any problem that we have, prayer is the answer. Prayer slowly molds you, because he enters into you and he molds us from within. He molds us from within in such a fashion that slowly fear disappears from you. There is no fear of anything. You have, you don't have, there is no fear. The normal fear that you experience in the humankind does not exist with the true follower of the path of the Master. This is the independence he grants. Most of the times, many things that the human being feels necessary for him, the true medium of the Master does not feel necessary of. That's the beauty. He is independent of everything and is dependable to others. Such is the beauty the prayer bestows. The prayer is the means by which the Master enters into you. That's the first step. Enable his entry into you twice daily, minimum. Twice daily, thrice daily. And especially during equinox days, the days of solstices and May call, December call, sun transit of Dhanishta, which is for 13 days in a year, which happens in the month of February. Moon transit of Dhanishta, because Dhanishta is the wonderful constellation through which independence is granted. It's wealthy wind. Wealth relates to your attitude. Wealth is not in terms of the currency you hold, the bank balances you hold, the properties you hold. Wealth is in terms of your attitude. You are very wealthy once you experience the energy of the Master. You are wealthier than a rich man. You are more in tune with the splendor of the Master as much as you enable the prayer to happen in you. So Dhanishta, monthly there is Dhanishta transit of moon. Through moon the energies come to us. Annually there is Dhanishta transit for 13 days by sun. That's important for practice of these prayers. That's why the Master speaks of solstice prayers, equinox prayers, meridian prayers, morning prayers, evening prayers. Make use of these prayers. Carve out a life by which you can do these prayers. As much as you enable the Master to enter into you, so much the Master would enable you to carve out such a life that nothing from the outer touches you. Your job does not touch you in relation to your yoga. Your health does not touch you in relation to your yoga. Your family does not touch you in relation to the yoga. Even your mind, which is submitted regularly to the Master, does not touch you in your practice of yoga. Everything stands aside. That's the beauty. Everything stands aside and enables the kingly happening of the practice of yoga in you. That's the beauty of this yoga practice, which I speak to you out of my own experience, as I have seen. Nothing came in the way. Neither health came in the way, nor my profession came in the way, nor the family came in the way. Nothing comes in the way of the Master. All that you need is to submit yourself to the prayer. That's all. Submitting to the Master is through prayer. Just close your eyes, think of the Master. Master E.K. gave some structure to the prayer, but Master C.V.V. was very informal. Just close your eyes, think of me, I am there. Just think of me, I am there. Just like we say in English, think of the devil, it's there. The Master is born in the diabolic constellation of Dhanishta. You know, among the constellations, some are human, some are divine, some are diabolic. Diabolic means Rakshasagana. Devagana means divine. Manushagana, human. All the 27 constellations are divided into these three categories. Master CVV was born in that constellation which is called Rakshasagana. Rakshasa means Rakshas. Rakshas means the ability to manifest and protect. Divine Devagana is the ability to move upwards. Rakshas is the ability to bring from above downwards. So it's a downpour. When it comes to Master CVV, it is just a downpour of energy. Imagine how Lord Shiva, closing his eyes, receives the immeasurable energy that descends vertically into his head and distributes, which is expressed symbolically as the manifestation of that grandest of the grand rivers, Ganges. So likewise, the Master conducts a downpour of energies which are very peculiar. For the first time, such a downpour is planned in the highest circles, and the Master has been chosen as the channel to conduct that downpour. The energies are coming from supracosmic plane. Hence, we need first to note the timings where the Master makes himself available. He just suggested certain dates in a year where he is more available to us. The Master, imagine, please note that the Master has many more duties. Many more duties besides preparing the vehicles for the energy so that they gain that kind of liberation called moksha. And the name which Master uses is independence. He always, because he is an Aquarian, he tries to give new terminology. He gave a new terminology. He gave a new Sushumna path, rectifying the existing Sushumna path, and he calls it MTA. The Sushumna path, which is a rectified one, an adjusted one, is what Master calls as MTA. Like that, for many things, he gave new names, because that is the Aquarian concept, to present everything afresh. So in that freshness he presented many more things which can be experienced provided we are regular with our practice. And the practice is morning time, evening time, if possible meridian time. The practice is and monthly Dhanishta, full moon, new moon. These are monthly. Practice is much more to be done on Sundays. I come to that why it is so. On Fridays, on Mondays, Sundays, Mondays, Fridays are specially suitable for these meditation prayers. And then the solstices, the equinoxes. So this is how you have to mark your calendar and ensure that you are available when the Master visits you. We have to be available when the Master visits us. That is what is the call of the Master, to which you should be ready to respond. It's not that we call him and he responds. It is he who, everything is the other way with him. It is he who calls on you if you are ready. If you are not ready, and when you call, he may not be ready to respond. That's why he said, don't call me any time and every time. There are times where you can call me, receive me, and experience me. Enable me to restructure you. People who have much resistance in their mind do not let themselves to be rectified. You need not sit in tension when you are in the prayer. Just relax and open up yourself and see how the energy functions in you. Imagine that you are opening up like a lotus. The lotus opens up at the dawn to receive the ray of the sun. Is it not? How much the lotus waits to open itself for the sun ray. When the sun ray touches a lotus that is opening, then it is fulfilled for the day. Likewise, we also need to open up to receive the Master. That is what the Master calls as preparation for the prayer. Preparation for the prayer is opening up because the Master comes. The Master visits us. How much should we be prepared to receive the Master? This reception has to be full of devotion. And in that devotion, there should be complete alertness, complete awareness. As you prepare your body, as you prepare your mind for the prayer, that's important. Prepare the body. That means when you take shower, you are taking shower because the Master visits you. Prepare your mind that the Master visits you. Then, as you sit in a relaxed posture, close your eyes and open up. Opening up is a mental proposition. When you mentally propose, even physically, the hands would stand or take to a posture where you would like to receive. The posture for reception is the two hands in a seeking posture. When he is filling you up, then you are thankful to the Master. That's how Namaskara happens. Namaskara is thankfulness for the visit of the energy of the Master into you. It happens to those who have experienced the visit of the Master into them. And then the Master conducts inside. So this opening up is to be compared with the opening up of the lotus in the morning hours. Just as a lotus anxiously waits, anxious in the sense it is an aspect of devotion, not a sickness. Anxiety is sickness. This anxiety is to receive the Master, which is an aspect of devotion. Just like during the midnight hours of Krishnastami, people make the path by which you would like Lord to walk up to you and wait that Krishna may visit you. This is how you have to have an ardent approach. An ardent approach to prayer is important. A busy, mechanical, indifferent prayer doesn't help. This preparation relates to devotion. This devotion comes to you if you carry the real aspiration. As much as there is aspiration, so much it expresses itself as devotion. Where there is not much of aspiration, then it looks a bit dry. Where there is devotion, there is that Ardram. It is called Ardrata. It has the touch of cordiality, the touch of love for the master. Ardrata is ardent in English. Ardent development. That's how the master says in one of the meditations. All-round development. All-round development. All-round development. Ardent development. Art development. Advent of the master. For the master to fill you up, for you to experience his advent in you, you need to have that ardent approach towards the path. That's why it is strongly recommended that you get ready at least 10-15 minutes before the appointed time and study something relating to the master's teaching. Study something relating to the master's teaching. It prepares the mind. This requires a very systematized, leisurely approach towards prayer. That only helps. As much as you are opened up, so much the master enters. So that opening up is important. Visualize that the mind's lotus is opening up and is ready to receive the energies that the master sends in. When you do that, the hands take to a receptive posture. You see Lord Buddha, is it like this? It's a receptive posture. Meditation itself is a process of reception into the mental layer, the energies coming from the higher circles. Because the man who meditates is basically in the mental layer. He visualizes light and intends visit of that light into him. Into him means into his mind. Gayatri is also that. Seeking the light which is absolute. From the absolute, from Bhargodeva to Savitru, from Savitru to your Bro center, Ajna center, and from there into your system, you would like that light or that energy to fulfill you, to stimulate your will. So Gayatri is also a prayer relating to that. So the master's approach relates to expects us or suggests to us that we stand prepared to receive. This is important. We stand prepared to receive. If we are ardently invoking the Master, requesting him to work out in you, he will work out. This requires, as I said, that kind of aspiration. That aspiration is the basis. Patanjali also says, fiery aspiration, tapas. Tapas, aspiration. Anything in life, if you wish to achieve, there has to be aspiration. Aspiration is fire. That is what is called the heat. The heat shall have to generate so much that it transforms itself into a flame. And that flame should focus in such a manner that the light manifests. See how in a Petromax light, the flame enables the light to manifest on the mantle. So heat to flame, flame to light. That's how the aspiration shall have to be. We gather here for these congregations only to ensure that we reinforce our aspiration. If so many have come from so many parts of so many places relating to our 2 states or 3 states, there is an aspiration that needs to be cultivated, that needs to be directed, that needs to be moved in such a fashion that it culminates in inviting the Master into you. That's important. Once that happens, then the Master says movements happen in you which you keep observing. Movements happen in you which you keep observing. Please remember, the Master comes from the ashram of the south. There is the ashram of the south which relates to Agastya. He is called in theosophical circles as Master Jupiter. South means not only south of India, it is south to our system also. It is called Southern Star. Just like you have a North Pole and Northern Star, Dhruva, you have a Southern Star relating to South Pole. It is called the Dog Star. The Master comes from the Dog Star. That is the Southern Star. That's the South. That the great seer Agastya lives in the South does not necessarily mean only Nilgiris. Geographically, Nilgiris is one of his ashrams. He has a huge ashram in South Africa, the Master. Master Jupiter has much more grandeur ashram in the South America, which is also geographically south of the planet, and southern to even to Nilgiris. It is more south. But then south to our system, that is Sirius. The energies are from Sirius, which is called in our scriptures as Sarameya Mandala, Dattatreya Mandala. And the constellation looks like a dog's head, so it is called the Dog Star. It is this Dog Star which is called by the Greeks as Cerberus. And in our scriptures, this Cerberus is called Sarama. All these are in the spiritual psychology meditations. So the Master belongs to the south. The Master is called Agastya. The Master functions through that planet which is not only limited in its function to our solar system, it functions for many solar systems. That is called Uranus. Uranus is the planet. Varna is the principle. It is the supracosmic principle. Mitra and Varuna are the Ashwins, as we know from our scriptures. There are 12 Adityas, 11 Rudras, and 8 Vasus, making in all 31. And with Mitra and Varuna they become 33. So 33 are the Devas. That's how it is said. Mitra and Varuna are the chiefs. They come from supracosmic plane. They are called Nasatyas. It is not by chance or by accident. Master E.K. gives us commentary on the hymn relating to the Ashwins. We are all supposed to know the secrets of the Ashwins as are given by the Master in the stotra relating to Ashwins, and if possible by heart that stotra. They are nasatyas, meaning not untrue beings. It is double negative. They are there, they are not there. They are not untrue beings. Not untrue is double negative, like Naga. The one energy, when it takes to two directions, one takes to the direction of spirit, another takes to the direction of matter. Prajna, Padartha, spirit and matter. The direction that the spirit takes comes through the path of Mitra. That's how Maitreya is there on the planet Earth. There is the other path conducted by Varuna. He conducts matter. Matter right from the root matter to the gross matter which we find on this earth. So he is the one who prepares the forms, because matter prepares. The forms are prepared with the matter. Manu, Vaivasvata or any other Manu is related more to the ashram of Varuna than to the ashram of Mitra. He is the form giver. Manu and Master have conducted many experiments together. I will come to that tomorrow if possible. You must know that in us there is the left brain and the right brain. The right brain functions towards the left parts of the body. The left brain conducts the right side of the body. The left brain relates to Varna, the right brain relates to Mitra. If these two are in balance, then you are in yoga. If the two are balanced, then it means spirit and matter are balanced. That is yoga. When the two are balanced, there is the third path that manifests, which is called the path of Sushumna, which is also called the path of yoga. Ida is the energy relating to Varuna. Pingala is the energy relating to Mitra. You need to know them. There is a channel for the matter from most subtle, that is root matter, Mula Prakriti. It descends to be the grossest matter as we know. The matter also has its states. According to the states of matter, then the spirit conducts itself as awareness. So there is the dweller in the form and there is the form. There is the dweller in the form and there is the form. The dweller dwells in the form if the form is comfortable. If the form is not comfortable, the dweller is not comfortable. If you are sitting in a very rickety vehicle, you would get back pain. The journey is not comfortable. If you are sitting in a very comfortable vehicle, we all know that the body is a vehicle. So that vehicle, its conduct, its restructuring is important. This is what Varuna does. Varuna works more with matter. Means it is all relating to the mother. Master CVV was one of the grand masters of Sri Vidya. He is Brahman himself. I will come to that later. But then this Varuna path is the path of the mother. The path of the mother is the path of love, path of compassion. It conducts the matter in you. So we have at the supra-cosmic plane, Varuna, one of the Ashwins. And at the cosmic plane, he becomes Agastya. The seer Agastya works at cosmic plane. His counterpart is Vasishtha. He works through one of the seven stars of the Great Bear. So Vasishtha relates to the line of spirit. Agastya relates to the line of matter. In the higher plane, in the supra-cosmic plane, Agastya is Varuna, Vasishtha is Mitra. All this I have written in Aquarian Master, but then we need to recapitulate so that it establishes in us. The Master belongs to the path of Varuna, meaning the path relating to restructuring of matter and forms. This restructuring enables experiencing of the spirit better. So you have a lamp. Suppose the lamp is in an earthen pot, you don't see it. The same lamp in a glass pot, you see the lamp. What's the difference? The difference is the matter. The light is there. Light is always there. It's not there for us, it's because our equipment is not refined and remolded to experience light. Sun is always there. To us, he may not be there many times. Just because there is a cloud, you cannot say there is no sun. Just because you have night now, you cannot say there is no sun. It's your placement that makes you see the sun or not see the sun. By that you can't say sun needs to evolve to appear to us. We need to evolve. Our bodies need to evolve to see the light in us. May the light in me be the light before me is a prayer that comes from the ashram of Mitra. But how do we see that light in us? You need to restructure the body. You need to make this equipment suitable to experience that light. That is where the relevance of the Master is. So from Varuna, the Aswin, who is at the supra-cosmic plane, at the cosmic plane it is Master Agastya. The counterparts are Mitra and Vasishtha. In the next plane, which is called solar plane, there are two chief planets which function beyond one solar system. In relation to Agastya, it is the planet which we call Uranus. In relation to Vasishtha, it is the planet called Neptune. Neptune gives that ecstasy, that absorption. Uranus gives expansion. The work of Uranus is to make holes into matter. It's a penetrating energy that causes a kind of a penetration into matter and restructures the matter in such a fashion that it takes to etheric form. The power of Uranus is unimaginable. It can only be experienced. That's the power which the Master received into him. Once that power gets into your heart lotus through the prayers that you regularly do, it conducts tremendous changes in the body and enables you to experience the yoga states which are described in the books. All that is described in the books is worked out by the Master by injecting into you the energy of Uranus. Please read spiritual astrology. There is a small para where it is written that the Master accomplished emission of the rays of Uranus from his heart center without breaking his heart. It can break because Uranus is the planet which is responsible for the breaking of the atom. if in this 20th century the atomic energy could be realized by humanity, it is because of Uranus. Such is the power of Uranus. Uranus is known as interpenetrating agent, interpenetrating cosmic principle, which cannot be obstructed by anything. Unobstructable. Such is the energy which comes from Uranus. In our solar system, this Uranus energy is functioning through sun. Don't think it is the same, self-same sun. The sun that was transmitting light before 1875 is different from the sun that transmits light now. Sun transmits Uranian energies. That's why the master says, forget about the old astrology, there is a new astrology. New astrology. It's not, sun in Aquarius is considered very important by our ancient wisdom. Maghapadivaram chala important. Kada? Only in the month of Aquarius, sun is said to be special in the tradition. But it's not so anymore. Sun is special every day. Because through sun, it is Uranus that is functioning today, causing tremendous changes. Through moon, it is Uranus functioning today. Uranus is such a planet, he made every planet its a satellite. Through Saturn, it's Uranian energies that are functioning. Through Venus, it is Uranus energies that are. I have spoken about Uranus and its work for 9 days for a May call. Eventually it will come to you. How tremendous is the energy of that planet, which comes to us through south. South means the south in you is your heart center. The south to our solar system is Sirius system, the southern star. From that south to the south of the solar system, which is Leo, the energies come to you. Such is the beauty of the law of correspondences by which we can understand the functioning of the energy of this Uranian energies, which are called Aquarian energies. These energies have nothing to do with your tradition. Let it remain. Keep your tradition, we don't disturb it, but we start working in a fashion by which you are molded and you become independent, and even your tradition cannot condition you. On the contrary, what is scientific in your tradition only is accepted, what is not scientific is thrown out mercilessly. That's the beauty. Uranus is a planet of science, pure science. The master's work is full of science and scientific experiments. So such is the energy that comes to us when it was sent into our system through the comet. The master received it. And he distributed it for our benefit. Not for him, but for us. He conducted many experiments with it. I would speak to you tomorrow 5 chief experiments among many other experiments conducted by the master. Unimaginable, the experiments he conducted. Just to mold this energy so that when it touches you, it doesn't break your heart. Imagine when he received the energy, it was like a thunderbolt receiving into himself. That was the experience of those who lived in Kumbhakonam. That a thunderbolt has fallen on the house of the master and they expected that the house would be destroyed. But then as they went near the house, they found the master in full aura, resplendent with light, in the same posture which we see now. It's not that the comet came and then he became a master. he was ready to receive the energy from the comet. That means how much he was knowing before? How much was he knowing before? To receive the energy. When did he receive? Not on Maykaal day, please remember. He received the energy on the midnight hours of 31st March. When the tail of the comet touched our planet, he was ready to receive the transmissions that are coming from higher circles, meaning he is pre-informed. Is it not? That means he was just waiting for the work to anchor it on the planet. He received, and it came like a thunderbolt, and he received it. No one could receive the vertical descent of energy other than Lord Shiva when the energies of Ganges had to come. This is no different. That's why CVV and Shiva, they go together. Only Shiva can stand such a thing. In our Puranas, in all emergencies, you have Shiva as the god and Agastya as the seer, enabling humanity to overcome the crisis. Agastya Maharshi was summoned whenever there was a great crisis which could not be attended to by others. Lord Shiva was also summoned in such situations when there was the poison coming from the churning of the ocean, or when one is to receive the energies, descent of the energies for transmission. So he received like that. He conducted experiments with it, and then he became a channel for that energy to be transmitted to all of us, molding it to suit our requirements. And that energy enters into you through a new path which he calls MTA. It's a new path. The old path is a bit curved according to him. It's not so much aligned. The master says from Mooladhara to Ajna, there is alignment. From Ajna above, there is no alignment in the present structure of the humanity. Very few are blessed by virtue of their past karma to get aligned, and those are the ones who get realized in the past. Today the master, by virtue of this prayer, restructures the Sushumna in us and enables the energies to be received into us so that the work is fulfilled quickly. This is his work. And he conducts the whole work in such a fashion that he condenses the etheric in us. I will also, if possible, explain to you or narrate to you some of the miracles he did. They are superhuman miracles. He just took the liquid of mercury and then held it in his fist and gave it back as a Sivalinga. Condensation of mercury is a great process of an alchemist. He just does it and gives it. Like that, many things he did. His work is to condense the etheric in us, the etheric form in us. Sushma deham amaratvamu sadhinchi. So that your figure remains intact. In the old system, this demands, what I speak demands, some knowledge of the human constitution. Questions tomorrow afternoon I will seek from you. Tomorrow morning, this evening, we speak of a bit of the work of the Master, a bit. In future, a lot will come relating to the yoga of Master CVV as an explanation through me, in the name which the Master used as the new direct line. This is decided. To give in a logical manner, but not in a mystical manner, in a logical, scientific, manner to give out what the master intended by saying the new direct line, which is true. In relation to this new direct line, what is it that the master has done and what he intends doing in us would come through these explanations, which would come to you hereafter. Out of those, some of them would be narrated today and tomorrow morning. One of them is condensation of the etheric in us. He wants that the etheric form in us is condensed. Hitherto, according to the yoga practice, according to our scriptures, as man dies, all that relates to him is kept hidden in his memory in the causal body. When I say this, it demands that you should know what causal body is. Is it not? That's the memory body relating to us, which makes us feel I am. To put it in the old terminology, ahankara prajna. When you have I am as independent of others, it is called ahankara prajna. Each one of us feels so. I and the other. I and you. This is what is normal. This I am gathers knowledge from incarnation to incarnation, gathers experiences from incarnation to incarnation, also gathers karma from incarnation to incarnation. And it is a sequential. Next life is sequential or consequential to this life. But all that program is hidden in a seed form in what is called Linga Sarira in our scriptures. In English it is called causal body. The other name for Linga Sarira is Karana Sarira. Karana Sarira, the exact translation is causal. Karana, causal. Causal body. I will explain to you about these bodies sometime tomorrow. So in the past, before the advent of the Master, when a man dies, all that relating to him is hidden in it, and when he is reborn, all that hidden traits in him are slowly, they keep manifesting according to a timetable. It takes time before they are manifest. Just like a seed from the tree, a fruit from the tree, carries the seed, and that seed, when it is planted again, sowed again, so into the soil, it takes its own time to bring out the plant, isn't it? So there is a time loss. And then whatever the person does, he has no memory relating to what has happened in the previous incarnation. Consequently, many things he unconsciously does. For example, most of us were there with the Master before. Most of us were there were given the touch of Madam Blavatsky. Some of us are given the touch of Master Jwalkul. Some of us have the touch of Master CVV, even from the previous incarnations. But do we know that? Don't know. But somehow we are attracted into the path, so we walk into the path and unconsciously progress up to a point where the layer is removed. The Master says, I don't let you to get up to the causal. I shall ensure that your Sukshma Sarira, which is called in Garuda Purana as Yatana Sarira, that I will condense for you. All the memory remains in it. Then what happens? You get a free will to incarnate or even not incarnate. This looks very funny, what he talks. It was very funny for the traditionalists, for the orthodox, but that is what he is at. That is what the plan is according to him. He would, for example, today the form of the master is crystallized in the ether like that. He is available. Likewise, Master MN is available. Like that, Master EK is available. Like that, Sri Ramakotaya, one of the disciples of the Master, is available. They are all available in the etheric. And they transmit energies. And this etheric form can find its own different expressions. The Master speaks of 6 etherics, 6 states of etheric. What I speak today may go above your head, it doesn't matter. Let it be said once, because how long you have to wait? You have to say someday and then give explanations. Because from this will come many questions from you. And in answering those questions, we will be able to understand the yoga relating to the path of Master CVV. Today, I think Dr. G.N. Murthy would be the happiest person. He was waiting for some such thing. So, 6 etherics he speaks, chilled etheric, he says. Chilled etheric, dark etheric, heat etheric, heat and light etheric, then light etheric, bright etheric, like that the Master speaks. Meaning, this etheric form would slowly gain more and more and more longevity up to eternity. By this, there is a new plan that is accomplished, for which he has the cooperation of Manu, Vaivasvata Manu. He has the cooperation of Lord Maitreya. He has the cooperation of Master Maurya, Master Kuthumi. All this I have written in Acquirent Master, though not in this manner. This is the new work which enables us to stand independent of many things. He says, among all, you will stand independent of death. That means, as I told you before, health does not touch you, economics does not touch you, family does not touch you. I have been saying, death does not touch you. That's the beauty. So this is a new Nachiketa Vidya. Nachiketa knew that there was no death. The Master says, if you make this prayer, if you regularly conduct yourself in relation to this prayer, he gives certain qualities that we need to be in this path. But what he says is, once you regularly do this and enable me to function in you, you enable me to function in you, that is what he says. You don't have to do anything. Just make yourself available morning, evening, if possible meridian time. If you are busy during those times, think of me at that time just for a minute. That's also a facility he gave. Think of me at the right moment. I shall register you. And then during your leisure hours, the work will happen. That's a facility. Mid-noon, just you can have a kind of, now everyone holds a mobile. So just a minute before 12 noon, if it gives an alarm, you can, oh, this is meridian time, just think of the Master and say, Master CVV Namaskaram. Just for a split second. If you are busy in the evening, at least do that. But don't pretend that you are busy. And don't deceive yourself that you are busy. Because sincerity is the measure. If you are sincerely occupied by a duty, it's okay. But don't make an exception the rule. Then it will work. It will work to ensure that you transcend many incarnations very fast. The Master ensures that your early health does not touch you. till the work is done. It waits. Everything waits. That's the beauty. If you are with the yoga, everything waits. Once your etheric is condensed and you took to a different route which the master speaks, your past karma gets dried up. It has no chance, it has no field to manifest. That's how it. The field is changed. If the field is changed, the crop cannot grow there. We have been having a mango garden. If the field is changed, mangoes would not grow anymore there. Like that, your past karma, which he says is peeled off. Vena the Gandharva, I gave the meditation for this year. Peels off. The peeling off happens as much as you condense the etheric. He says, specifically I ensure that your etheric is prepared. And he gives a definition for specific. He says, space fix is specific. He says, space fix. He fixes your form, etheric form, in this space. This is how he speaks many things, but apart from all the technical aspect, please pray regularly. Please pray with ardent mind. Please pray with all veneration. Please prepare for the prayer. Preparation has to be in relation to your physical, emotional and mental bodies. As much as you can. Make your body clean. Don't you clean your house if a VIP is coming to your house? Emotionally, don't entertain all kinds of thoughts about others just before prayer. Then our prayer is only filled with them. Most of the people in the prayer, what do? They only think of those whom they don't like, that's all. Even if we don't want them, they are uninvited guests. They come and occupy our minds. The unpleasant events of the day, or the unpleasant persons, or the problems of life, these are the things that come to mind when once people sit in prayer, is it not? Why is it so? There is no preparation for prayer. Before prayer, relate yourself to the Master through the teachings. Then, mind requires preparation. For mind to prepare, first let it work with the body. Make the mind say to the body, the Master comes, let us make ourselves clean. Clean the body. And then clean the mind. A clean mind is preferred to clean body. But it does not mean that you have an unclean body, in which case it also affects the mind. Please remember this. You can yourself see the difference if you do the prayer without bath and with bath. You can yourself feel the difference. Before bath and after bath, we feel ourselves very different. It's such a common thing. Because 1/3 of our mind is conditioned by our body. 1/3 of our mind is conditioned by our body. If body is fresh, 1/3 of mind is already fresh. That is the purpose for Master E.K. to suggest, though the Master is liberal, I suggest that you do take bath and then pray. Evening also, do bath and pray. Don't take bath and pray. There is a difference. Undoubtedly. Because 1/3 of the mind remains unclean, that's enough. If 1/3 of your room is unclean, it's enough. Isn't it? So the mind's chamber has to be clean. For that you need to prepare. So as far as possible, be sincere in your preparation in relation to your body and in relation to your mind, and then offer to the Master. Seek from the Master to do whatever he thinks best in relation to you, because each one of us are in different states and in different stages. So he knows what to do with whom. So offer yourself, sit in prayer and let things happen. To let things happen is an important aspect in life. At least in prayer, kindly do that. Lord Krishna demonstrated how splendorous life can be when you let things happen. He didn't do anything. He arrived and said, let things happen, that's all. He arrived because people wanted him. He arrived because the earth wanted him. The devas that work with the earth wanted him. The 5 elements wanted him. The seers wanted him. So many wanted him. He said, okay, I am here. But having come, he said, let things happen. So he responded to every event that came up to him. He did not propose anything. He did not initiate anything. That's a different story. At least in prayer, wait for things to happen. Don't keep on working out with your mind. It is like if you put on the switch, the machine starts. But don't keep on meddling with the switch. Once ignition is on, the machine is on. Wait. Waiting is a great knowledge. Please make note. Waiting is perhaps the greatest knowledge. Yudhishthira received this technique of waiting from Lord Krishna. He just stays put, waits. He waits. He can wait. His waiting is so good that even Lord Krishna said, you are too much. You are too much. Means he surpassed the Master who gave him the initiation relating to waiting. So in the prayer, pray the Master and wait. Wait. Allow the Master to work on you. Many times Master A.K. used to say, if you stop doing, I will start doing for you. Either you let me do or you do yourself, he was saying. Either you let me do or you do yourself. చేస్తే నన్నన్నా చేయని లేకపోతే నువ్వన్నా చేసుకో. నేను చేస్తున్నా నువ్వు చేతులు పెట్టగలిగారు. అంతే కదా. So let the Master do. Let him. So the ability to let the Master do is the ability to wait open-minded. So let that open mind exist with us for this December call. Receive the Master into us. Wait and let him do what he thinks best with us. We are willing to be handled by him. This willingness to be handled by the Master is what is called the path of surrender. That's what Master A.K. writes. This is the path of surrender. Anyatha saranam nasti tvameva saranam mama tasmat karunya bhavena raksha raksha maheshwara janardana. Idana anandi. Do what you like with me. I am here to be handled by you. This is the attitude in prayer. This is what Master Jwalkul calls dynamic passivity. It's a beautiful word. Dynamic passivity. You are passive, you are not active, but you are dynamic. Dynamic in the sense you are alert when it comes to receive. Receive and not to work with it. Receive to let it work with you. That's the beauty. Please make note of it. Open yourself like a lotus. Don't be closed like a cabbage. So think of lotus, think of cabbage, and from cabbage to lotus transform yourself, and then let things happen with you. That's how those who accomplished have accomplished wonders, and they have experienced splendors. So let that splendor be with us. Let us orient for such a splendor. May the Master bless us all. Namaskaram, Master. Thank you.
Namaskaram, Master. Brotherhood of Bangalore, they have made a CD. They have prepared one a CD consisting of photo of Master Parvati Kumar on the different occasions and the different places of his visit, including Bangalore, Mysore, Visakhapatnam, Rajahmundry, wherever Master has visited, and all the photos which the Brotherhood of Bangalore had, all were scanned, and in a systematic fashion we have arranged a CD, and I request our Master to release this. You cannot see, tomorrow we will try to.
So a live form is releasing the CD form. Somehow this year everywhere it is Master's joke on me or play on me. In every continent that I visited, every group is on this work. I am saying the truth. There is a lady here, Sabine Rose, coming from Switzerland. She toured with me this time all the 4 continents. Everyone is engaged in collecting the pictures relating to this form, which exists with them over 21 years. And they are scanning. According to them, what is good, what is bad, they decide. But it's a wonder. That's why I say it is Master's play that that without exception, everywhere it is happening. And no one has communicated to the other about it. But it is happening. So, may it serve the purpose for which it is being done. May the Master bless us all. Thank you.
So these are the 2 small book markers with a quote of the Master.
Death is to a plane, but not to the soul which permeates in all planes of existence. There was a good question this morning at Puttapati by our good sister Sailaja. Somewhere in the books of Master E.K. he said there is no death to the body. And we hear that there is no death to the soul. So if there is no death to the soul and there is no death to the body, to whom is the death? Was the question. I answered her, but again I will answer tomorrow in Ishtagoshti. So it is death to a plane, but not to the soul which permeates in all planes of existence. This is a bookmark. Just accept one sentence that you will be, then you will be stable. Just accept one sentence, then you will be stable. Anything can happen to anyone at any time, at any place, and at any place. This is actually coming from ancient most times, but it appears that I have said this in the teachings relating to Sri Suktam. So it is given as a bookmark. Anything can happen to anyone at any time and at any place. This is an age-old saying coming from Rigveda. We heard it through our Master Ike, and maybe it came through my mouth in Sri Suktam teachings in Switzerland. So the Brotherhood intends to prepare us. This is what is called in the Aquarian age, expect the unexpected. Expect the unexpected. Be ready. Anything can happen, be ready for it. Let it happen, so what? That is the fearlessness of Aquarius. Let things happen. Anything that happens is for our good, like that. There is a state of beingness. That is what is in the Veda. So that is what is said by many. And anyway it came as teachings from Sri Suktam. It is good that it is written as teachings from Sri Suktam, so that it would not amount to stealing a statement which comes from the Veda. Thank you.
So recently, Master gave the gems of 4 books relating to the Himalayan masters. So, during the marriage of Shekhar Babu, Master told whether you have received those books. I said, yes, Master, I have received it. He said, this is very good books, you read and tell the Brotherhood. That's what he said. And also Master said, these books are very good, it came from the different planes. So when I talked to our Brotherhood of Ballari and Bangalore, immediately they said, these 4 books will be translated to Kannada and it will be released by Master only. So we were waiting for the occasion. So we wanted to release 2 books, one at Bangalore and one at Mysore. But Master, during our visit to Hyderabad, he said, this time Mysore I am not coming. So we prepared only 1 book. Now today, again he said, I am coming to Mysore. So definitely we will release 1 more book in the Mysore. So Himalaya, Guru Parampara, Master is a given. Actually, for when we came to World Teacher Trust some 15 years back, whenever you look at those masters, there are a lot of questions in our mind. And nowhere nothing was available. Everyone used to tell Devapi, Maru and Maitreya. But whenever we ask our seniors in the trust, they used to tell Himalayan Gurus. But we are not knowing. On one occasion I asked Master, sir, you should tell something about them. It is not available. There is only one English book published by the Theosophist, that is on Devapi and Maru. Master said there is a lot about them and it is now serially coming in Avani also. So this book Master gave recently in Telugu and that is translated by the Brotherhood of Ballari and Bangalore together. And I request our beloved Master to release this and also to talk on this.
what is said in this book, eventually you read, so I don't want to speak from the book which is already given. I would speak something else because it came to me right now. In the year 1971, November, we registered the World Teacher Trust at Visakhapatnam under the guidance of Master E.K. ఇది వినబడుతుంది అందరికీ. It so happened when the World Teacher Trust was to be constituted, a few people around the Master gathered and were discussing about constituting the trust and which way to constitute it. Should we make it a charitable trust under Indian Trust Act or Indian Societies Act, the Societies Registration Act, or under the Indian Companies Act? They were talking, and then one among them by name Sri K.S. Dutt said, none of us know what these are, because we do not know company law, we do not know Trust Act, we do not know the Societies Registration Act. It's futile that we talk not knowing what it is. There is a young man who knows about it, I would invite him. That was an evening sometime in the month of November 71. A word came from Sri K.S. Dutt's house asking me if possible to come immediately to his house. It's about a stone's throw from my house. Today where my office is, my bureau is, was my residence at that time. And then it's a stone's throw. So I went in. There I saw to my pleasant surprise Master E.K. with some of his followers. I know Master E.K. by that time, not so intimately, but knew enough to respect him. So then they asked me how to go about in constituting a charitable foundation. So I explained the advantages and disadvantages of constituting a trust under the Trust Act or Societies Registration Act or Companies Act, and said among the three, whatever you choose, I would do it. Then they were again discussing. Then the Master himself said, since he knows better, let us leave it to him. So then we constituted the World Teacher Trust under the Societies Registration Act because it carries many members. I don't have to tell you about what is Indian Companies Act, Societies Registration Act or Trust Act now. What is important is the Master let me do it. So I have prepared the bylaws and then submitted them to the Master. He did not read. He said it should be okay. And I gave a copy to Sri K.S. Dutt because he was a known industrialist, himself a chairman of many companies. He scanned through it and said it's good. And then they wanted to register the trust on an auspicious time. So they decided, they asked Master, Master said 18th November is a good day. 17th November, Theosophical Societies was constituted. 18th November, World Teacher Trust was constituted in 71. On that day when the registration is to happen, there was one member who was very particular about Jupiter hour. That is, his name is Mr. P.S.S. Verma. He wanted that it is done in Jupiter hour. And the 18th November happened to be a Saturday. So on Saturday, Jupiter hour comes 1 hour after sunrise. Registrar's office will not be open at that time. So I said the only other way is to do it between 2:30 and 3:30. When again you have the Jupiter on a Saturday. So we registered the trust at 3 o'clock. And then the registration was done. And in all jubilation, a meeting was organized in Sri K.S. Dutt's house. And then they asked the Master to speak about the world teacher. because the world teacher, the very name was also not very familiar to many of us. The name world teacher was coined by Madame Blavatsky. She said Lord Maitreya is the world teacher. So in his name, the master decided to operate a trust, which is a great responsibility. So the team requested, I was mostly a silent observer for many years, until the master asked me to do things. So they asked me to speak up about the world teacher. Then that day, master has for the first time showed us the pictures of Master Maurya, Master Devapi and Lord Maitreya. That was in Sri K.S. Dutt's house. After dinner, we had dinner. Thereafter the master showed the three pictures. That's the beginning of unveiling of the masters to me in this incarnation. It was very inspiring. The master spoke of the Lord Maitreya as the world teacher who spreads wisdom, who spreads love, and that he was Christ, and that he was Babaji, and that he was the chief disciple of Lord Krishna, he went on saying. And then he turned to Maurya, Master Maurya, whom we call Maru in our scriptures. And then refers, just casually said, he is in the about him you find in the 9th chapter of, in the 9th skandha of Bhagavata, and in the 12th skandha of Bhagavata. And also about Devapi, he said a little, that he is the elder brother of Shantanu. And about him also you find in the Puranas, including Bhagavata Purana. That created interest in me, and then I searched for it in Bhagavata, because that is one scripture where you can easily understand things without the knowledge of Sanskrit, and it is well written by Potana in Telugu. So in Telugu books I searched for it. Then I found one Kandapadya in the 9th chapter, and one Kandapadya and a Vachana in the 12th chapter. I saw them, I was inspired, I showed it to the master. The master said, it's good, it means they are working with you, he said. See, our interest in them is not an interest generated from us, it is their interest generated in us which appears as our interest in them. Our praying the Lord is preceded by the Lord gracing us. Then only we see it's both ways. Which way is first, you can never say that. So he said, it means that they are already interested in you. Go ahead. And then he gave me Community to read. Community is a book coming from Agni Yoga Society. Agni Yoga Society belongs to the family of Roricks, Nicola Rorick and Helena Rorick. And I say they are, not they were, because they continue to be. They are the disciples of Master Maurya. When I was reading 2-3 pages from Communities, something happened in me. I opened Isis Unveiled and I found continuity of a sentence in this book in Isis Unveiled. I was so pleasantly touched. I took both books to the master and said, this is the sentence here, and the next sentence in this book is not so much connected with the preceding sentence, but the continuity I find in Isis Unveiled, where there is a dictation coming from Master Kuthumi. Because Isis Unveiled Secret Doctrine, there are dictations largely by Master Jwalkul to Madame Blavatsky, and sometimes Master Kuthumi himself dictated. Then the master said, it means that you have to read the books relating to both the masters, and I don't give you any scheme, you go ahead and read whatever comes to you, because they are themselves linking up things to you. So that's how it started, the interest. And then it has grown. And then it has found its own incubation in me for many years. Then in 1995, when I was in Israel, it came very strongly, a voice came to me strongly saying, you must transmit the wisdom of the masters through our magazine, not write about already familiar things in our magazine. The magazine is Navani. 95 it came to me. But then if it comes like that to me, I am not the one who initiates anything, because this I have learnt in the physical proximity of Master E.K. If that is to be, it will come to you. That's the beauty. If I am to suggest something to someone also, the suggestion comes to me before, but I don't speak out. The person will ask the same thing, then you would reply, because you are pre-informed of what is to be said. That is the path. That is the ability to wait. So that ability to wait made me wait for 2.5 years. 2.5 years. It was in November, November 98. This came, 95, it came to me when we were traveling Israel, and in 98 January in the Guru Pujas they decided that this magazine cannot be run anymore. Whoever would like to manage it can manage it. So that's how it was. 95 2 months, 96 12 months, 14 months, 97 12 months, 26 months, and then January 27th month it came to. Then from Aquarius of 98, I started giving mostly the teachings of the masters. Because what is special about the World Teacher Trust is, it is linked to the three Grand Masters, Master Maitreya, Master Maurya, Master Kuthumi, and then the hierarchy. Master CVV is the avatar of synthesis who is supplementing the work of the hierarchy. So Master CVV, we work with him in relation to building up the etheric, but the rest of the work relates to hierarchy. That's how the World Teacher Trust is. So it came to me that I must give the teachings of these masters essentially to the Indian groups, because they hardly know anything. They hardly know anything except the pictures. The teachings are not known. But then to give the teachings, what is the source? You have to find the source either with Blavatsky or Agni Yoga, or some of the teachings of Master E.K. The fun is, I say it's fun, but it is the glory. The glory of the Masters is, you touch a book and want to say something, something else comes. Something else which is not yet published comes. The witness is my lady. I used to open something and try to say something, but nothing from there comes, something else comes directly. That is the new direct line. And many times I showed what is here and what have you written now. You compare if there is anything relating to this in what you have written. That's how these teachings have started coming. So when they started coming, many letters came to me, and many people were saying that they are touched here. The proof of the pudding is in its eating. So when from everywhere people are saying these teachings are excellent, I felt it is really so, because it is all happening like that. So then it came to me that I make about 108 teachings at least, and then make out their biographies, because a biography gives us the caricature of a master, which is very important, to picturize a master. So for that reason, there are certain things said in Bhavishya Purana, certain things said in Kalki Purana, and certain things said in Bhagavata. I did not want to quote all these hymns from there. It is for the readers to find if they want. And then a great assistance came from the book Maru and Devapi, written by a theosophist from Benares. That's another good incident, how the masters help us. Way back in 1972, in 71 when I heard about the masters, in 72 when I went to Adayar Theosophical Society and was going through the books, I found a book, Maru and Devapi. I quickly glanced through that and said later when required I can buy. And then it did not, in the scheme of things, it never came to me. Just a couple of years ago, when it came to me that I should write the biographies of these masters, it came to my thought that there was one who already did something about it. So I wrote to Theosophical Society asking for that book. They said, we don't have any such publication. I wrote to United Lodge of Theosophists. They said, we don't have any such publication. But to me it was very sure that such book existed. I was not happy when the publishers said that such book never existed, because I have seen with my own eyes in Adayar Theosophical Society, and I also distinctly remember the color of the cover. So when I came to Bangalore in one of my visits, I told Joshi that I have seen a book like this about Maru and Devapi, and they say that such a book does never exist. Only some who have some old publications, they would be holding this book, Joshi. If there is a way to get it, I would be happy. Then he smiled and said, all of us have here this book. In Bangalore group, more than 6 to 7 people hold that book. So I immediately took one book from them. And then from that book and from these scriptures and from what Master Ike said, I have edited to make these biographies. And then the teachings came in a very graceful manner. In the sense, it is a kind of a grace to inspire our groups. So many times I tell, those who are in the World Teacher Trust must necessarily know about the masters. 3 masters are known, but there are other masters whom Theosophical Society externalized, like Master Saint Germain, the 7th Ray Master, Master Serapis, Master Hilarion, Master Jesus. If you go abroad, you find groups relating to each one of these masters. And you will be able to inspire only when you try to transmit wisdom in tune with their master's energy. That's where the success is. It's not dumping Master E.K., Master M, Master CVV. It is first catering to their taste, and through that bring the synthesis, and through synthesis bring in the wisdom of the ancient Indian scriptures. That's how the work is done. So thus these books started coming from 98. In 7 years, there was a kind of a urgency that it should happen. That's why these teachings are still continuing in Navani. 108 are not completed in Navani, but 108 have already come and are published and were released for Guru Purnima. And it is now a known fact in all our groups that Bangalore group works faster and brings things faster. Many things get into Kannada even before things come into English. I was planning to bring these things into English, but they came early. I suppose spiritual psychology meditations would come first in English and later in Kannada. Because you can't do anything about it now, because I am already releasing them for Guru Pujas this time. So now there is a feeling, before things come in English, they may come in Kannada from Telugu. Or from English, anything coming into Telugu, it comes before in Kannada. I congratulate the group for the spirit that they are demonstrating. May they grow in that spirit, may they grow in that aspiration, and may we all be blessed by the grand masters. These are the 3 masters who appeared to Jesus when he was born to bless him. The 3 wise men from the East, are no other than Lord Maitreya, Maurya and Kuthumi. Those who are reading the story of Yesu, Jesus' story, I am writing in Navani in Telugu. By this time they would have known that these are the three masters who went to bless the baby Christ when he was just born. So there are many more things relating to the masters and especially relating to Jesus that will be unveiled by the future. We are all blessed to be linked to these grand masters who have been working from thousands of years. As far as Master Maurya is concerned, he is almost ageless. Ageless. Comes from very ancient times. He is the most ancient one, coming from previous root races. The way he knows the human history, no one knows. Such is the beauty of the Master Maurya. He is the most silent one. He knows the most and he is the most silent one. And then Lord Maitreya, the one who is in charge of this root race, who leads this root race into light. And then Master Kuthumi, who would be the future world teacher. Such are the grand masters who have decided to be on earth, having fully realized, having become Brahmans, they decided to stay on the planet to help this humanity to reach Brahman. That is their love, that is their compassion, and therefore we need to daily think of them. You need to think of Master E.K., Master M.N., Master C.V.V. Thereafter, think of the 7 seers, Saptarshis, all that parampara which is given in our prayer, Gurubhyo Namaha, Parama Gurubhyo Namaha, up to Parabrahmane Namaha, all that names you have to recollect. And then also recollect the Saptarshis. In Sandhya Vandana, we say Saptarshibhyo Namaha. Better if you remember all the Saptarshis by their name. And it is even better if you remember them by the name of, by their consorts' names, the 7 seers and their ladies. And it is equally important that you remember the ancient most yogis, Mahayogis, that help us in the Mooladhara center. One is Kapila, the other is Dattatreya, the third is Ganesha, and the fourth is Hanuman. So like that there is a hierarchy of masters whom you have to regularly remember if you wish to progress on the path of yoga, because these are all the grand lights on the path. I would give you the list and you can try to think of them regularly. In the prayer, think of all of them and they are all there to help the humanity. May we be blessed. Thank you. Namaskar.